Perfect. Happy greetings, everyone. My name is Crystal Forman. I am the owner and educator of Holistic Wellness and Health, where we make healthy living easy, nutritious, delicious, and fun, with a focus on plant-based foods and meditation to help you live a healthier, compassionate, and more vibrant life. So today we are going to do something different. We're using some wild edibles, and we're going to focus on our purple dead nettle. So we're going to use the purple dead nettle to make tea as well as a stir fry. And if you caught the Monday live at 5, we actually went to the front yard and I showed you my purple dead nettle and we talked about the medicinal benefits as well as all of the health benefits. So today we're going to actually show you how to use the purple dead nettle, which is plentiful throughout the United States and Canada and other parts of the world as well. This is actually in the mint family. Don't worry about that one. It's in the mint family. It has a stem, a square stem, just like any other mint plant. This is early bee food for the bees. So like we have bees and butterflies in the yard because this time of year is not a whole lot of flowers that have popped out yet. So this is like early food for them. So it's definitely beneficial if you can leave this in your yard. It usually doesn't get taller than 10 inches. So it's not going to be like it's not like a crazy weed. It stays pretty low. This plant actually kept our yard green all winter because it stayed as a short ground cover. And then once it started getting warm, that's when it started getting a little taller and putting the flowers on. So if anyone has any questions or comments, let me know. I know someone from Monday said they had their backyard look like this. It's beautiful. One of the neighbors walking down the street saw me looking at like doing some stuff with flowers, and it's like a whole lawn of purple. So it's very nice. There is one look-alike plant, which is called the henbit, which is also edible. So if you get them mixed up, it's okay. I will do another video to really show better. So I showed the henbit on Monday, but they were still kind of babies. So it'll be cool to show you all as they develop more. So is anyone here? All right, so if you're here live, say hi. Let me know you're watching. We're broadcasting on the Black Vegetarian Society of Maryland's channel, Holistic Wellness and Health Facebook, and Holistic Wellness and Health YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And make sure you like this video as well. So we're going to get started. I actually have my water getting hot here. So we're going to make this into a stir fry, and we're going to use rice noodles. Rice noodles, and I like to get my rice noodles from the Asian stores. They have a better price. It's about $1.50 to $1.70. Yes.
No, Tavon Sanders says hi.
Hi, Tavon. Thanks for joining in. So rice noodles come in different sizes, like thickness, just like pasta, wheat pasta. So you have the linguine, you have spaghetti, you have the thin spaghetti, you have the angel hair. So this actually pasta that we think of, wheat pasta, the Italians got that idea from the Asians, from Chinese, because they were doing rice noodles. So in Europe, they didn't have a whole lot of rice, but they did have wheat. So that's where we get our pastas from. So let me show you all what this looks like.
Oh, Adrian Butler says the farmer's market sells stinging nettle, but you have to use gloves to work with it.
You do. So actually, it's funny because it's called dead nettle because it does not sting. So anything that has the word dead nettle, it doesn't sting. If you harvest or go for regular stinging nettle, the name is in there for a reason. It will sting you. But usually when you see stinging nettle, you'll see other plants growing nearby that kind of help take away the sting. So things like plantain leaves you can use. Like if you happen to touch the nettle and it hurts fingers, you can use plantain leaves to kind of help with that. So they usually grow close to each other. This is the time of year to harvest nettle as well. You'll see it a lot of places. But it's cool that they're selling it as well, but you don't have to buy it. You can find it in the woods, most places, or in your yard. Although, having said that, I have not had any luck finding stinging nettle. And this is the first year I haven't had much luck finding a lot of garlic mustard, because I was going to do a pesto with the garlic mustard and the purple dead nettle, but we'll save that for another time. So today we're just keeping it nice and simple with our stir fry. This is the rice noodle. It is brittle, just like any other pasta, but it's hard. And just like this, it's kind of very light and kind of translucent, or it's not as opaque as wheat pasta. So we're going to put it in our hot water mix. We're going to turn this off. It's boiling. This is a 1 pound bag, and you will see at the end it makes a lot of food when it's hydrated. That all in. And it takes about 6 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes in warm water. Then you drain. So make sure you read your package because each one is done a little differently. Some will say boil for 5 minutes, and some will just say put in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. So this one requires the hot water. If you're doing pad thai, it will say something different than if you want to do like pho and different noodle sauces. And that's all about the density, the al dente, how firm you want your pasta. So we'll let that sit in there. We're going to push this down. While that is going, we are going to get started with our stir fry. So I'm going to put some grapeseed oil in my pan here. A couple tablespoons. And the pan is already hot, so I'm going to add, I diced up the onion and the red bell pepper. Both of these came from our produce boxes that we receive on Thursdays from the Plantation Park Heights Urban Farm. So make sure you check that out. While that is cooking, we're going to dice up our garlic. So I have 3 cloves of garlic here. So today we are doing intuitive cooking and cook what you have. So if you have peppers or something different, like I'm using zucchini that was in our box as well as mushrooms for this. But if you have a different veggies this week in your CSA share or in your boxes or from the farmer's market, just use what you have to do your stir fry. I'm just coarsely chopping up our fresh garlic. You can also use dehydrated garlic or garlic powder.
I've noticed that garlic mustard is appropriately named because it tastes like garlic.
It has a very nice garlic flavor. It technically is in the mustard family, so it is a mustard, but it makes great pesto. I love cooking with it and those stir fries because it has a great flavor by itself, and you can make a salad dressing with it as well. So it's very versatile. It's usually very plentiful. It's also an invasive. So most parks want you to harvest it and want you to harvest it from the roots so that it's not out competing other species. So if you see it, that's one of those things you don't have to be gentle with. When you're foraging, you want to be respectful of the area. You want to make sure you're not over harvesting and taking away from the ecosystem, like taking too much. But garlic mustard is one of those things where if you see it, you just go for it. You can harvest as much as you want. It will come back, but it helps the other plants to be able to grow as well.
So I'm curious, my dad doesn't like garlic, and a lot of people don't like it, which I think is really odd. But anyway, so I'm curious if the garlic mustard, if there's like some chemical in the garlic mustard that's the same as in garlic that would keep people who don't like garlic from liking garlic mustard. Yeah, it'd be interested.
That'd be interesting to find out.
Yeah, experiment on my dad.
Putting the garlic in now. I didn't put it in earlier because I didn't want the garlic to burn. And I'm going to add in my zucchini. So I'll cut the zucchini in half, and then I cut it in half again, lengthwise. And this is the shape we get. And then once I start slicing through. We got these wedges. But you can, whatever size you want, will be fine. You can also do the exact same ingredients I'm using for the stir fry. Will be great for a soup as well. The only difference is you would add some veggie broth to it. Yeah. So I'll check on our pasta one moment. I'm just going to finish chopping up our zucchini here. And you can tell the difference between the zucchini and the cucumber by the top, the part that comes off of the flower. So this is what it looks like. So if you're ever confused, or if you get a box and you're like you have something green, and then you're not sure which one it is, you can just kind of tell by looking at the top. And once you cut it, you can smell it. The cucumber has a melon smell, so you can tell the difference between the cucumber and the squash. And this, the green squash stays plentiful basically from spring until fall. So you'll see it a lot, like a lot of farmers will be growing it throughout the season. Put that in. Nice and colorful. We'll add some mushrooms. So we're going to add the purple dead nettle towards the end. We're treating it like a tender green or like an herb. So like, you know how spinach will cook down a lot. This is a very delicate herb. So we want to save as much of the sustenance of it as we can. We can cook the stems. You can eat the whole thing, the whole plant. So we're going to add the stems in as well. And for the tea, it's the same. Yeah. So spin about 8 minutes. So I'm going to let it sit. I can feel like it still has a little more texture than I really want. I want it to absorb the flavors really well. So I'm just going to let it sit in the water for a little while longer. It'll be fine.
Have you heard of anyone doing anything with that starchy water that you end up with from rice rice noodles?
No, I mean, you can use it to cook with.
Well, maybe a broth or something.
Yeah, I mean,
if you were making.
I'll have to add other things to flavor, but it's a good way to use that water. I think it'll be good for watering plants.
Cool.
As well. So, like, of course, as it cools down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting the mushrooms in, that's good. And our purple dead nettle. So if you wanted to, you can do the whole turn it upside down, or actually go this way. Just like mint, you can just kind of pull off the leaves. But for this, we're going to use some of the stems as well, the tender stems. And just chop it up, and we're going to put it in our stir fry. Before I do all of that, let's start adding some flavor. So we have our soy sauce here. Like I said, we're doing intuitive cooking, which means listening to, some people say the ancestors, listening to when it means, like when it makes sense to stop. So I'm just going to add in about a 1/4 cup of our soy sauce. About a 1/4 cup of our rice vinegar.
Where can you find rice vinegar?
So I get the rice vinegar, my soy sauce, and my rice noodles from the Asian store. I like to support local, so I'll go to the one on York Road. And I did a video on that, like the grocery store tour. So you can look that up on YouTube. But you can go to any of the other stores out there. There are some on Route 40 East and West. There's Golden Gate Bridge on Route 40 East and H Mart, 2 of them in the west, in the west side. And then there are others throughout the city and county, as well as in DC. Just try to look to see what's available where you're located. But the prices at Asian stores tend to be a lot less expensive for the rice vinegar and soy sauce than like if you were to go to a regular grocery store.
Well, I have a question for the people out there watching. If anyone has a favorite international market, can you just post it here? we're always looking for new markets to shop at to see if we can find cool new ingredients. That'd be wonderful if you can give a highlight.
Yeah, and actually, no matter where you're located, it'd be cool to know what's available. Whether you're in Maryland or another state, just let us know. Yeah. So I'm putting some of the stems in, but not too many. So we've put in our grapeseed oil, our onions, peppers, garlic, and zucchini, as well as mushrooms. That's cooking. We have a rice vinegar in there. Because we use soy sauce, I'm not going to use the pink Himalayan salt today. I love to still add onion powder and garlic powder, even though I use fresh, just because it has a different flavor profile. So I'm just adding about a fourth of a teaspoon, not a whole lot. And about half tablespoon of my, little less than that, of my garlic powder. Ancestor said a half is too much. A little less. And then some nutritional.
Oh yeah. Oh, H-Mart is great, especially for mushrooms, Adrian says.
Yes, it is. That's a great place to get like the trumpet oyster mushrooms, which makes a great meat substitute. So if you're doing seafood or like a pulled barbecue, they have great prices, and they have bigger packages. Sometimes when you go to the grocery store, the best you'll find is like those little small packages of mushrooms. But at the Asian stores, they have so many different varieties. It's really awesome.
Oh, and Tavon says, yes, Caribbean Market, West Baltimore.
Okay.
I'm wondering is that the one on Park Heights, off of Park Heights?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. We've been meaning to get out to that one after picking up produce at Plantation Park Heights. It's near Island Cuisine Restaurant. Okay. I have to check that out. Oh, okay, so it's not the one on Park Heights that we were thinking about. We'll look that up. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. So just coarsely chopping up our beautiful purple dead nettle here. And so all plants in the mint family that have a mint, like a smell like lemon balm, bee balm, all those, lemon balm, all the ones that smell like mint are edible. However, there are plants in the mint family that do not have the mint scent that are not edible. And so that's when you have to know your plants. It happens to be that purple dead nettle and henbit are in the mint family. They do not have a mint smell, but they are edible. So there's something to think about. I'm going to add my purple dead nettle to our package. So you kind of have a nice little sauce. The nutritional yeast, I added just less than 1/4 cup of that, kind of help thicken this up. And we have our purple dead nettle in here. The purple dead nettle, so the flowers have like a nice sweetness to it, like if you just taste the flower itself, which is why the bees love it. The leaves this is like really any other grain, to be honest. This is not too special in flavor profile, but it's very nutritious, so it's great to use. And someone might ask, well, Crystal, why on earth would you want to use foraged food? We have access to farmers and we get lots of produce. Why would you want to eat anything foraged or from your yard? First of all, because it's in my yard, I know it's no chemicals treated. But locally grown produce and wild produce actually have higher nutritional values than things that we grow, like we purposely plant. This is also great, like if you have allergies, eating something like dandelion or this will help a lot of people who have allergies. So you can make a tea, which we're going to do in a moment, and that will help. Now, one of the properties of this, other than like if you have a cut, you can put this on a cut. We talked about that Monday, and it'll help stop the bleeding. But if you consume a lot, which this is not considered a lot, it can actually have laxative properties, or mild laxative It's not like senna, so it's mild laxative properties. So if you're a little backed up, it might be good to use a little bit of tea and just drink it for a while. But people do love to antihistamine properties. It's been scientifically proven. So for people who have allergy issues, it might be worth checking out, seeing how you react. Always check if you have a licensed herbalist or someone who can help you with that. That would be great as well. So let's make our tea. So I have some hot water here next to the noodles. All right, this is good. I'm gonna drain it in a moment, but it'll be fine. It's not gonna overcook. Is my hot water here? Oh, I'm getting it smells delicious. Awesome. Turn this down. So we have our water's already hot. I don't like to use boiling water for tea in general, but especially not for fresh leaf tea. You can dehydrate this in the oven on the lowest setting for about 6 hours, or in your dehydrator for about 8 hours, and you'll have it available all year. But I'm just going to make a fresh infusion. So we're using fresh tea leaves, and we're going to let it soak for about 10 minutes. I'm just going to put it right in there. And about half a cup, this is really rough estimates, but about half a cup to 10 ounces, 8 to 10 ounces of water. I like to let things steep a long time, but this is me. But at least 10 minutes gets a lot of the medicinal properties out of the plant. And you can sweeten it with agave or really anything you want, or just drink it as is. Yes, question?
Well, Tavon says that it's across from Tasha Ankh restaurant, the market. And Adrian asks, can stinging and dead nettle be used interchangeably?
Yes. Like you can stir fry them, put them in casserole, soup, really, and medicinally as well. Stinging nettle is very high in iron, and a lot of women will drink it. Like it has medicinal properties that help like young women, especially if they have iron deficiency. So stinging nettle is not, people do use it culinarily, but a lot of times they just use it for medicinal purposes, and you can buy the tea already dehydrated. But you can get it fresh. Like a lot of foragers right now, if you're in any foraging Facebook group, everyone's excited about nettle, like the stinging nettle right now. And yeah, you can use them interchangeably. Just be careful when you're using the stinging nettle, like wear gloves, because they do sting. But they're worth it. They're worth the sting. Yeah. So our stir fry is done. Let's check this out. You can use the greens, not like spinach as well. So that is that. I'll probably add some more things, and our tea will be done in a moment, and I'll just strain that off, and we'll drink that up as well. I'm going to drain these noodles, but you all don't need to see that part. I'm going to drain them and then to serve it all together. Actually, I will do that part. So give me one moment, guys. I'm going to
focus.
Okay. Sorry. And I'll just show you all the finished product.
Oh, here's the tea.
Yes, and the tea is right there. So if you have purple dead nettle, you've gotten it from the farmer's market, don't be afraid to use it. Bring our noodles here. Let me get my bowl. Just put our noodles in our bowl. And just put your stir fry on. There you go. use chopsticks or whatever you want to serve this. Alternatively, you can just put your noodles directly into your wok and stir that up and make sure all the flavors get in. So I'm not going to drain, but you could just really just put it right in there, stir it up, and let all of the flavors absorb, and you're good to go that way and stuff. So does anyone have any questions, comments? Make sure you like this video. I appreciate you all making comments as we're going throughout the demo. Live to keep it interactive, but it also helps with the algorithm. So it makes Facebook say, oh, people are watching this. So that other people know as well. So I appreciate that because it is important just for social media aspect. And if there's any other wild edibles you're interested in, we're in spring, so it's like a lot coming up. I'm so looking forward to showing you all garlic mustard as soon as I get my hands on some. But if there's anything in particular, just let me know. And if I can do it, I will do it. So thank you all so much for joining me for our Live at 5. I will see you all Monday where we will do another Live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, I'll see you Friday for our cooking session using our local resource produce. So thank you so much again. Peace, love, and blessings, everyone. Until next time. Take care.